Welcome into First Pitch, everybody. Kendall Smith and Doug Maurer joining you here from Truist Field. 33 players from this Charlotte Knights team have been called up to the Chicago White Sox this year, and Knights manager Sergio Santos says it's the best part of my job, having the chance to tell guys on our team that they're getting called up to this show. But these guys aren't just going up to Chicago. No, they're making huge impact. Chase Meidroth and Kyle Teal, they were a part of a huge trade during the offseason. It sent Garrett Crochet to the Boston Red Sox in return for Braden Montgomery, Wickelman Gonzalez, Kyle Teal, and Chase Meidroth.
Loved your reaction on that second home run. You were sprinting around the bases. You point back at the bullpen. What's going through your head in that moment?
In the moment, not much. There was a lot of excitement.
We talk about that balance, not trying to do too much, but also stay aggressive in a situation like that. How do you balance that at the plate down to the final strike?
There are certainly a couple of names that you'll want to keep your eye on in this Charlotte lineup. It's changed a lot throughout the year from opening day to where we sit now, just a couple of games away from the season ending, Doug. The one thing that has maintained consistency is the power in this lineup. We just talked with Tim Elko, and we expect big things from him here tonight. They've certainly worked out for you this season here with the Charlotte Knights. You've been fantastic. 26 home runs this year, and just what a season it has been for you, obviously hitting a milestone, making your major league debut back in May. When you look back at this year, Tim, how would you describe it?
Contributions all across the lineup, but the star in last week's series against Scranton Wilkes-Barre was certainly Tim Elko. 5 home runs last week. He's got 8 home runs in his last 10 games. He leads all of minor league baseball in home runs so far on the season. You know what else felt like deja vu? Tuesday to Wednesday for the Charlotte Knights, a couple of walk-off wins in extra innings, and what an impressive start to the series it's been for Charlotte, Mike. It's your first time putting on this uniform. How did it feel out there tonight, Kyle? A shutout for this pitching staff here tonight. You were behind the plate. What was working so well for those guys from your perspective? And even Sergio Santos talked about that earlier today. He said, you know, I was with him last season in Double-A, and we challenged him last season to make some adjustments with his approach. He's absolutely done that. Sergio, I think the question that a lot of people want to know the answer to is, why do you feel like right now was the right time for Noah to come up here to Charlotte? Talk about being sped up all night. Where do you feel like you were able to make that adjustment? Was it a conversation? Was it something that you thought about before you went up to the plate? Where was that adjustment made?
It was honestly when they walked jolks. Usually it means they like the matchup with the guy on deck, so when they said they walked jolks, they pretty much gave me a little edge on my shoulder.
And we were just talking about the pitching matchups. How about the pitching in last night's game? 6 2/3 innings. The Knights went without allowing a hit. Amazing performance from the bullpen yesterday. 4 for 4, 2 home runs, 2 doubles, and 12 total bases. That's the highest of his career. And
that's a week for some guys.
Fantastic. Just so good. He had a little season reset a couple of weeks ago out in Arizona. He was working with the White Sox director of hitting, Ryan Fuller. And, you know, Colson came back last week when the team was on the road in Gwinnett, and he's had such a good mindset. He said, yeah, we didn't feel like we were really playing that bad, even throughout that losing streak. Just a little bit of tough luck. 3 for 3, 2 RBI, a 2-run homer. How would you describe your day at the plate? You always talk about it being your job to develop these guys so they can get to the next level. What does the development plan look like for Noah here in AAA? This season obviously has been very busy for you, but no matter where you're playing, you just always seem to be where your feet are. How have you managed to stay so grounded in such a whirlwind of a season? Well, you came up clutch just when it counted for the Knights. In a situation like that, you've got the pressure on you. How do you handle that kind of pressure, Dominic?
Conversation yesterday, you said just every day you're trying to be more consistent, be the best version of yourself. So far in your time here in Charlotte, Kyle, what do you feel like you've learned the most about yourself?
Okay, Corey Jones! Amazing!
Sorry.
Congratulations!
Thank you.